welcome to another Wednesday evening live Qogita sourcing session. My name is Simon. I'm your host for today's sourcing session. Bit more of a formal introduction there, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so thanks guys for joining me. We're going to be doing some sourcing today. Hey, how's it going, Wesley? You all right? Hope you're having a good day, good evening, good week. How is everyone doing today? Thank you. Hey, Deadpool, thanks for joining us. Hope you're all having a great day. How are the months going, by the way? Hopefully you're having good months. Hey, Snappy, another regular viewer there. Thanks for joining us, Snappy. Hope you got your Qogita accounts ready to go. Ready to buy. Hopefully we're going to find some good deals tonight. Hopefully anyway. So it's not rehearsed. So who knows? But I think we've managed to find a deal pretty much every stream. Hopefully we'll continue that trend. Hey Paul, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Hey Rob, thanks for joining us. Do appreciate it. So in this session, I guess I will be doing some sourcing on Qogita. For those of you that know what Qogita is, you guys have probably been rinsing it. For those of you that don't know, well, we'll give it a little bit of time for a few more people to jump in. But I'm also available to answer any questions you've got around Amazon, or whatever you've got really. I'm here to help. And yeah, if you've got any questions around Amazon or anything like that, always here to give you my opinion on it. Hey Deeks, how's it going? Hey Dex. Hey, oh, nice. Well done, Wesley. Hopefully you got a nice profitable order. So yeah, today I ordered 30 grand's worth of stuff. I mean, you guys probably saw me in the chat. I ordered 30 grand's worth of stuff. And then American Express, they sent me an email and a text message saying basically, no more, you're at your limit. That's kind of funny. So I wanted to know what my limit was, and it basically is 100k on my account, on my card. So, it's never been that high before. I think the highest I've ever had it before was like 45, maybe 50. So pretty much double normal. Hey Jason, how's it going? Hey Chris. Are you calling me sausage? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Like I said, there was a guy years ago used to call me a silly sausage, so it always reminds me of that when you say that. So cool, we've got 18 viewers, pretty sick. Yeah, exactly. Air miles, exactly. So no, it's all good, mate. Don't worry about it, Chris. It's fine. It makes me laugh. That's fine. I just wasn't sure. Yeah. So Jason's saying he's got. I need to zoom the chat in actually, so I have to strain to see. My Lloyd's credit card is 20k. So the crazy thing about Amex is they say, hey, you've not got a limit. You're fine. But what you've got is spending power, I think it's called, which is just a limit. So it's just silly, really. So they say you haven't got a limit, but if you start to approach some kind of limit they've set, they're like, hey, we're not going to approve any more transactions. There's no limit, but you just can't spend anymore. It's really weird. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one with Amex. I don't know why they do it like that. I'm sure they've got their reasons. But yeah, the air miles go brrr, basically this month. So I guess it's a charge card. Yeah, I don't know what it's an Amex Platinum, or it was a gold, now it's platinum. I don't know. It's a charge card, I guess. I don't know really. It seems the same to me. I don't know what the difference is really. So but yeah, I was getting pretty nervous. I was like, God, I spent a lot of money this morning on stuff. So it's a solid brand, but you just never know what's going to happen with Amazon, do you, I suppose. So to go so deep on what I bought, I was like a little bit nervous, but there we go anyway. So it is what it is. Cool. So yeah, we're going to do some sourcing on Qogita. For those of you that don't know, Qogita is a wholesale marketplace. So it's got like 400 plus wholesalers on there, all providing their offers for all their different products. Like so many products on there. And you're able to order from all these different wholesalers without actually having to open a wholesale account. Actually, someone messaged me today. I can't remember who it was now. You're probably in the chat. It might be, I can't remember who it was. But apparently they contacted the wholesaler direct. And the wholesaler, apparently the guy on the phone was saying, oh, no, you can't sell on Amazon. You need brands permission and all this kind of authorization letter stuff. And it's like, I was saying to the guy, I bet the guy's never sold a thing on Amazon before. So how does he really know? Sure, if you're going to do like an IP, and he's kind of right. If you're going to do like an IP product or brand, then sure, you probably need permission. But yeah, So you're right, reseller kid. How's it going? But yeah, so yeah, beware of taking advice from people who've like, literally never sold on Amazon before, because they don't know how, anything about Amazon. So yeah, anyone had any issues with Qogita products? Interesting to know. So I've had problems. I'll fully admit. So I've had ones where they was packed really poorly. So on my first, like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 orders, everything was beautifully packed. I mean, it all depends on what wholesale it comes from. So, majority of wholesalers are really good, and it comes like double boxed. And I was like, wow, this is well packed. They want this stuff to arrive intact. But then it's from one wholesaler. Unfortunately, I just had some stuff. And unfortunately, it was a brand. I'll tell you what brand it was. Jean-Paul Gaultier. It comes in these tins, like a baked bean tin. So they're like, if they get dented, then like they look a bit rubbish. And obviously, these are Christmas presents and presents for people. And they just pack them with no padding. But that's the only problem I've had in terms of like packaging damage. Everyone else, I've done, I don't know, 70, 80 orders now. That's the only time I've had a problem. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what other people, their experiences and stuff like that. But that's the only problem I've really had. So, and I got reimbursed, so it was all good. Because they were dented. I mean, I'd say at least 50, 60% of them were dented. I can't remember the exact numbers. And I just like wasn't comfortable selling them on Amazon because just people want them in good quality, especially if it's going to be a gift. Obviously, it all depends what kind of item you're selling and stuff. If it's a bottle of shampoo, probably no one cares. If it's a gift for Christmas, people care. So yeah, have I been involved in the Umu saga? Yes, I have. Actually, I have. Yeah, absolutely. So I only sold like I guess 3 or 4 items, maybe 5 items of Umove, and had about 15 items in stock, and that was pretty much it. So I've actually incurred all that risk for very little reward. So I got some refunds, not much really. I recalled the stock, and then I got that Section 7, I think, email, so I just sent the details off. Be fine. All my stuff was bought legit, so from Amazon and 2 from Sainsbury's. So no problems there, basically. 6 units. So yeah, you consider yourself lucky, I suppose, in a way, but also just selling 1 unit means you're part of that kind of like group of sellers now that Amazon don't like. I am just disgusted with Amazon. It's 100% Amazon's fault on that Umove stuff. Where you could all see it was Chinese sellers, fake products. And by the way, I don't have maybe I do have a picture. Let me see if I can find it. Because there's a picture of like the products, like someone took a fake one and a real one and put them together, and they're literally. I thought I had a picture, but maybe I got rid of it. I have to see if I can find it. They look so fake, it's crazy. So how Amazon allowed it, I don't know. I think I sent it to my brother. See if I can look through the chat quickly and have a look. But yeah, so kind of it's nuts really. So anyone who got involved in that, I'm sorry to hear that with the Umove stuff. Nothing to do with Qogita. It was just some bad sellers on Amazon. So yeah. Let me see if I can quickly find this picture. So I kind of want to show you guys. How is everyone's month going, by the way? Hopefully you're all doing pretty well, having a profitable month. My month's going pretty well so far. God damn it. Someone DM me the picture of the side-by-side if you can, and I'll put it into the... if anyone's got the picture of the fake U-moves. But yeah, I can't find it anyway. So I'll stop looking anyway. But yeah, someone can DM me. That'd be great. So... Cool. So let me just quickly make sure I'm not missed any questions, because I see the Reseller Kid's got a good question there, but let me just see if there's any other ones before I go down to that one. Cool. Yep. So Reseller Kid's got a great question here. So how are companies vetted on Qogita? What's stopping sellers replacing a shampoo with acid? So you can check out the stream I did with Taylor. If you go to my YouTube channel, go to lives. You'll see there's one there with a not just me as a guest, there's a representative from Qogita there, and Taylor, she answered this question on there, so you can kind of hear it from the horse's mouth if you want. However, I can obviously tell you they do like loads of stuff to vet the suppliers. They do site visits to make sure they're like got like a proper warehouse and they're all legit. They do test orders, they do all sorts of stuff like checking the business is all legit, things like that. So they do plenty of different like vetting things, but obviously the big one really is the site visits. And just to let you know, guys, Qogita is like a massive not massive, well, massive compared to me, but like they've got like 100 plus employees or just under 100 employees. They got like a massive funding round. I think it was like £90 million in funding from like quite a big funding source. You can just Google it, search like Qogita funding on Google. Yeah, and they're all over Europe. So these are like a biggish company, basically, like decent size. So this isn't some sort of flash in the pan thing. This is like legit, serious stuff. So yeah, and obviously like growing massively. And yeah, it's just exciting stuff, really. So what we'll do was go ahead and I guess get sourcing. We've had kind of done that intro and cool. Yeah, we'll just switch over quickly to the. Where am I going to put this? I'll put this over on the right. No, I'll put it on the left. No, on the right. And then I'll go to the talking head. And just before we start, Bert, how's it going? Hopefully you're making lots of money. Oh yeah, I was going to say, today I'm on £335 profit, and for the month I am on £4,912, so pretty good actually. So yeah, should be on for like a 10k month, hopefully a bit more, we'll see. We'd like to buy an item from your store. What's your storefront? Hey, Deck. What's the WoW for? Oh, the Qogita stuff. The profits. Cool. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, hey, there's probably some bigger whales than me in this chat. So let me actually switch over to Talking Head, so you guys can see we've got the chat, we've got the and Qogita. Now, one thing I wanted to do just before we get started on the sourcing is just explain to you this new feature that I helped Qogita develop, and that's the marketplace invoices. So not every supplier on Qogita right now will be willing to provide an invoice. You'll always get a Qogita invoice, no problem. That's like a UK invoice with a VAT number, all that kind of stuff. But what you won't get is, always anyway, is that kind of the seller invoice, which is what you may need for authenticity claims or ungating. Don't always need it. I know people have fought and won authenticity claims with just a Qogita invoice. But ideally you want the seller invoice and the Qogita invoice. So you can see here on this cart, we've got two suppliers. I've added these two Versace products. Hopefully you guys can see this okay, by the way. And you can see here that for the first supplier on the top right hand side, we've got this marketplace invoices available. And that means basically that this supplier will provide an invoice, okay, which is awesome. So you're safe in the knowledge that this supplier will be happy to provide an invoice. Now this one below here, for this pink Versace one, you'll see there's nothing on the top right hand side here, which means they won't provide an invoice, okay? So that is a good thing to know, okay? Just to make sure that you're buying. It's obviously up to you to decide who you want to buy from, but yeah, it's just good to know that basically. So there you go, Diggs. Yeah, could get your invoice. So that was an auto and gate one, to be fair. So yeah, I won't take too much credit on that one. That was an auto and gate. But yeah. Well, it's one they wanted like an invoice, but yeah, it's an auto and gate one, that one. So obviously, don't mention the brand though, otherwise everyone will be on it. So yeah, that's one option basically. You can see. Now there's another thing as well. You can go to it's your account and then profile, and if you scroll down, you can see you've got all these different shopping preferences, and I just leave all these ticked here for the different. For all the different countries and stuff like that. But just below that, you'll see it says select if you'd only like to filter products with marketplace invoices. And if you tick this and save it, what it will do is you just won't be able to add or even find this like pink Versace item. Whenever you search on the Qogita catalog, if you've got this ticked here, you'll only find products basically that have that come from a seller who provides an invoice. So you've just got no risk of buying from a seller that doesn't provide an invoice. If you want to do that. Now, I personally leave it unticked and just look when I add to cart. But if you want to have that ticked and only be shown products from places that give invoices, then you can tick that, and that's good. So, and that's a feature that I worked with Qogita to get out just for us Amazon sellers, basically. So, that's a pretty awesome feature and does help out. Cool. Right. So hopefully, yeah, that's. I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people didn't know about that. So am I still buying without invoices? To be honest, yes. But it depends what it is. But yeah, in general, I am myself. I know plenty of people that have won authenticity claims with just the Qogita invoice. And I've never had any problems myself. Obviously, Qogita's a legit company. They vet the suppliers really well. So I'm not saying you should do that. but that's what I do. But I take it on a case-by-case basis, what I'm buying, how much I'm buying, things like that. So, but yeah, Wayne's asking, so I can see before purchasing if the invoice is to ungate. Now, one thing I will say is, Amazon's being super strict now with ungating. So obviously having that seller invoice is going to give you the best chance, but there's no sort of guarantee you're going to get your first time ungated there. You're going to have to, try multiple times. I mean, Paco Rabanne, for me, it took me like 10 goes before they finally ungated. So you do need to be persistent and keep going back to them, when it comes to like ungating. But yeah, it's going to give you the best chance to do that basically. So, cool. Anyway, we've covered that, so we can close that down. And what we're going to do is going to go over to ArbiSource. And I've run some scans earlier from the Qogita price drop server. Links for everything, by the way, in the description. So if you want to sign up to Qogita, you can use the code FBA Mogul when you sign up. Or if you've got an existing account, you can add it to your account promotions promo code and see if you can get added the £120 in there. The links for Qogita price drop server as well is in there, and ArbiSource as well. This is the software I'm using now, ArbiSource. So, hey Lewis, how's it going? Hope you're having a good evening. I've done some scans here basically from that. So these are all price drops that have happened. So this one here was like 12 a.m. to 2 p.m. and this was 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So I guess we'll just start with the top one and see if there's any kind of deals really. And if I find anything good, I'll post it in the chat and then you can all race to buy it if you want. Taking a little while to load, not sure why. Hopefully the internet's working okay. Let me just quickly go off camera and just double check and make sure it's all working correctly. If I need to log in again. Okay, cool, we're back. Cool. Okay, cool, awesome. There we go. Now, the software I'm using here is ArbiSource. Again, link for that in description. You can use code FBA Mogul 30 to get 30% off your first month, and you get a 7-day free trial as well. So when I've done a scan, I've got my results. I don't just go ahead and start searching right away. The first thing I do is I kind of add some filters in. So my filters are really broad as a general rule, and then I kind of change my filters depending on what I'm really sourcing for. What I've been doing this week, I've been sourcing and buying and just doing Amazon really. Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty boring. I went speed dating last night. That was good fun. So yeah, that's about the most exciting thing I've done so far this week. But yeah, other than that, just working. So anyway, going back to the Qogita stuff, what I'm going to be doing here is just going for like a £2 profit and sort of like a 15-20% ROI. Now, if I'm particularly looking for, let's say, perfumes, for example, or aftershaves, I'd probably whack this up to like £4 or £5 profit because I want to be getting, with that kind of item, I want to be getting like a decent profit. But saying that, if it's cheap enough, I'll take £2 profit. But it depends what I'm kind of sourcing for, really. If I'm sourcing for something like a, toothpaste, for example, which is going to be like ridiculous volumes, hopefully, I'm happy to kind of like make lower profit. I'll sell like 1,000 items a day at 50p profit each, no problem. So it all depends really on what you're kind of looking for. But for this kind of example here, I'm just going to go for two, just give us the best chance to find something, £2. I'll probably go like 15% ROI for now. But normally I'll probably do 20, but we'll just do 15, see what comes up. And then I also go down and exclude buy results without buy box as well. Generally, items without a buy box don't sell as fast. So, I want to get items. And someone actually asked me in Profit Suite, by the way, if you're any Profit Suite people, give me, shout out to you guys. Say hello in the chat. Yeah, lost my train of thought there. So basically, someone asked me, God, what's wrong with me, guys? Yeah, is he going for stuff that's slower selling? I aim for stuff that's 50 SPM or more on Amazon, basically. And this is wholesale, so I'm looking to do volume. So I'm looking at those faster selling items. Now, that's not to say that you can't buy cheaper items, but for me, I'm looking for those kind of volumes, really. So I want items that have a buy box where you're going to get the most sales. So once you've done that, you click apply filters, and you're all good to go. Hey, Deeks. Sausage. Did speed dating go well? I bet you've got plenty of lasses in your I wish, mate. I wish. It went pretty well. It was good fun. It was okay. So can't complain, really. It was all right. Cool. So let's do now the final thing is I'm going to sort by monthly sales. I think is one of my favorite things to do. Is, monthly sales. I want items that are going to sell quickly, as I just mentioned. So we're going to go ahead and have a look. Now, Estee Lauder is a great brand, so we'll go ahead and have a look at this one. I think I've seen this one before. Now, before we jump into it, one thing we need to be aware of is some items like this. And maybe I'll just go into it and show you. Let me just zoom in here. You can see there's a load of variations on this one. Like, I don't know how many variations there. Well, I can tell you in ArbiSource, it'll tell you there's 43 variations. And we can see this one here sells less than 50. So one thing to be aware of is it says here that's 2,730 estimated sales. Now that is across all variations. So you just need to be aware that's not just for this one. That is the entire listing, and all those variations all add up together to make 2,730. So this one's obviously not that a popular color or shade. And Amazon's saying here they don't tell us it sells 50 per month, so it's less than 50. And Keeper's saying somewhere around the 44, which isn't too bad to be fair. But we're looking kind of those faster selling items, pretty stable price as well, which is pretty, not too bad. But we're looking for something more exciting than that. Now, so this one here, we've got, again, this is 2,319 variations of 4. So, if they were to split that up, it's around 550-ish per item. But obviously, it doesn't always work like that. Some varieties or shades or smells are more sell better than other ones, or different sizes. The variation could be a size. There's different ways the variation can happen. I really need to turn off Cooper, actually. So we can see here, this one sells 50 per month. Now, I think this one is actually like, not private, private label and IP claims people. I'm pretty sure this is an IP one, but let's have a look here. So let me just put the numbers in. Let's have a look. £12.39 cost, because I see a red flag immediately here, which I'm going to point out to you. Now, ArbiSource is telling us that this is profitable. Like right now, it's £2 profit. But we can see here, if we go over to the right hand side, we can see for the 30-day, 90-day, 180-day, 365-day, it's not profitable. And the reason for that is that we've got this big price spike that's just happened here. So it's basically saying it's profitable based on this. If we look at that 3-month period, we can see, it was around the £22, £23 mark, a little bit, but not very much. It pretty much lives down to £10 pounds. In fact, you can buy it cheaper on Amazon than you can on Qogita. So this is like a bad buy, basically. So always be looking at the history of the product on Keeper or SellerAmp to make sure you're making a good informed purchase. I'm pretty sure this one is IP as well. So I'll get that one removed from the price drops. But yeah, so just be careful of that. It was a good one to actually show because of the different, like the inflated price there. So Baldwin Singh is asking, can you show the best fragrances to buy on Qogita? So the best fragrances to buy are the most profitable ones. There are some good brands that are better than others that I generally find. But in the end of the day, I just kind of buy what's profitable. So I'm not like brand loyal. But a fantastic brand that always does very well every year is Versace. You can get the gift sets. They do these 3-pack, 4-pack, or these mini little ones. That's a great brand. But anything DKNY, say Versace, Givenchy, D&G. God, what other brands are that do well? YSL, just because I can't pronounce that properly. I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe we'll see some as we go, basically. So, but there's, anything you can sell. Now, ones to avoid are Davidoff. You can't sell that one. You can't sell Calvin Klein. There's a few others you can't sell. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a few that you definitely can't sell. What's that? There's another big one. Oh, Mont Blanc you can't sell. So yeah, watch out for those ones. They are hard gated on Amazon. Now I've got a message request here. Let's have a look. Nothing too exciting. Cool. I'll get back to you later on. Cool. So, right. So let's have a look at this Weller one. So yeah, for some reason I thought Weller was like IP, but it's not apparently. So we're all good. So we'll go ahead and look at this one. So here we go. A bit more exciting now. So the first thing, and I'm going to try and articulate more about exactly what I'm looking at, what excites me and what gives me, what red flags and stuff. I really need to turn off Cooper, but we'll leave it for now. First thing I'm looking at here is 200 SPM. I see this. This is from the horse's mouth. Amazon are saying 200 SPM. So immediately I'm like, green flag, essentially. Like, that's a positive for me. So I like to see that. We've got the cost of $6.10, so we'll throw that in and have a look. By the way, these are all VAT figures. Right now, what I'm looking at here is I'm seeing 40% ROI, £2.50 profit. I'm seeing 200 SPM. So far it looks really good, but hold your horses. Let's just double check and make sure. So Bocage saying, funny, well, it isn't IP, but it's listed on Grayscale. Yeah, I mean, I've asked multiple people. I think people sell Weller, so it's all good, to be honest. Obviously, I'm if you can prove me wrong, it's all good. Yeah, but from what I've heard, it's fine. So what I'm going to do now is going to scroll down to double check the price. So how am I linking Qogita to ArbiSource? So in Qogita price drop server, there are some CSVs you can download, and in that it's got the product URL for our Qogita, and that's how you can do that basically. You can't do that if you download the catalog directly from Qogita, unfortunately. However, if Charlie's watching, who is the representative from Qogita, that's maybe something we can get added into there, actually. So that's a very good point. So I'll make a note to myself, and Qogita catalog product URL to add that in. So any feedback you guys have got, Qogita are open to listening to any kind of improvements, suggestions, whatever you've got. We can pass those straight on to Qogita and hopefully get those implemented, just like I did with the seller invoices, which looks like such a simple product in the front end, but obviously there's a lot of stuff that went on the back end to deal with that. So anyway, going back to this Weller product here, we can see it's a little bit of like a price spike, I guess. And what I'm looking here, I'm looking like stability of price. Right now it's saying the sale price is 15. I'm looking at this history right now, which is 3 months. And it's basically going like, how realistic is that £15 price, really? Am I going to be getting, is it just a one-time deal that this is £15, or is it £15 all the time? Or does it go to a lower price, like this one here? It seems to be around the £10 or £11 mark. Probably about, it's probably about 50-50 maybe, 40-60. It's around between £10 and then up to 13 or 14 or 15. So then what I do here is I go to the year and just have a look. And we can see it's pretty common for this to be bouncing up and down from £12.60 up to £15.50. It goes up and down. That's pretty consistent over the year, over the year basically, which is pretty good. So with this one, we can see pretty much our worst case scenario is like £10. So, which is basically break even. And as I've mentioned before many times to many of you, you're probably sick of me hearing it. I always like my downside to be kind of break even and then my upside to be the profit. So worst case scenario, looking at the history for the year, pretty much the worst case scenario. If I'm breaking even, that's fine. Obviously, I'm not looking to sell it for break even, but if that's what I end up doing because maybe I just didn't work out, for sure, I'm breaking even. And my upside is around the 50 mark. 1517, 1550, we're making 40% ROI. So, look, how are you linking? So can you get some people on a stream of people who are in your Qogita group, for example? I can hear a review from the horse's mouth. Okay. If you go on a stream, possibly with Mogul. Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to get some people actually on the stream? Hey, I'm up for that. Sure. I'm always welcome to have guests on, and we can do some kind of like live stream if you want. Sure. But yeah, so anyway, going back to this product here, this one actually looks okay to me. As long as you're aware that basically this one jumps up and down in price. So it's not going to be 15 all the time. It's going to go down to 10, but it's going to go back up to 15. So this one looks all right. I'd probably buy this, 200 SPM on this item as well. We can see here in the middle chart, we can see that, I guess as the year goes on, the SPM on this listing has gone up from 50 to 100 to 200. It actually peaked around the 400 in July, August. I'm not sure why. What is this? It's like a hair dye or something like that. So maybe this is a more popular item in summer. And it's come down to about 200 right now, which is still pretty good. So yeah, okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Appreciate that. So it's my younger brother who runs that server. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but yeah, it's what I use every day to find my deals. So it's good to hear that you people are enjoying it. So would you still buy it even though it's majority Amazon buy box? Let's have a look then. Cool. So what we can also do then, and again, you bring up a great point here as well. We need to just double check how many sellers there are. So while it might be good that it's 200 SPM, we need to double check how many sellers there are. So we can kind of estimate roughly how many sales we're going to get. And actually coming down here, we can see that seller amp's kind of messed up a little bit here. It said it's 517, but right now Amazon's at 1468. So if you put that in, we can see it's around the £2 profit mark. Now, why does Amazon have the buy box most of the time here? Because they're the cheapest, pretty much. We can have a look here and go to buy box statistics. I'll be honest, guys, I never look at this normally. In my experience, I've found that Amazon generally share the buy box if you're competitive. So, but yeah, you can basically see that, well, in this one, it's 73%, but they share it with other people, so it's like 75-25. If you come in with a competitive price, then you'll be all good, basically. So right now, I don't think any of these, are these sellers, Richards Entertainment. So this guy here, he's not had the buy box in 12 hours, but his price is higher. It's like what's 80p higher, 40p, whatever it is, 60p higher. DG.com. But yes, I would buy this basically. Now, you don't have to go nuts. You can test it out and see, and go from there and see how you get on. But yeah, in general, I find if you're competitive on price, just match Amazon or, the lowest or whatever. Use Profitect Pro, use a repricer. You're going to get some sales basically. So very rare do I find a listing where Amazon are not willing to share the buy box. So this one here, I would go ahead and buy. So if we go ahead and click here, we can actually open this up on Qogita and have a look. So we can see for this one, and I'll post in the chat if people want to buy it. It's up to you guys. I think it's not a bad little deal, this one, myself. There are probably better deals out there, but hey, it's not a bad one. But if you want to buy it, it's up to you. We can go ahead and add that to basket and see. And what we're going to check now is if we can actually get the seller invoice. And if you scroll down on Qogita as well, you can see we've got the price history as well. So it's actually showing here that this one's actually been down at sort of £5.10, excluding VAT, by the way. The price on here is excluding VAT for a few days now. It's actually the lowest price it's been in, 3-4 months, according to this. And no one's bought this yet, so it just shows you the deals are out there. Now, if we go to update cart, we're going to be able to see if we can get the invoice. So this one here, this one is a seller that does not provide an invoice. So you just need to be aware of that. So in this case, they don't provide an invoice. Okay? It probably wouldn't stop me, but I'm not going to recommend that you do it. It's obviously up to you, basically. Let me just clear out the rest of this stuff. And yeah, this one here doesn't, basically. Sells in bundle of 6, and yeah, they've got 156 items. So it's up to you guys if you want to go ahead and do that. Totally your choice. My recommendation probably would be just to stick to items where the seller has the invoice. And if you don't order from them, by the way, hopefully their sales will go down, the suppliers that don't provide an invoice, and it will encourage them to provide invoices. So, but yeah, so anyway, it's a shame on that one there's no invoice, but we'll just move on. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to try and... not sure how K18 squeezed in there. So K18 is a restricted brand. This could be a really good one for eBay, by the way, because that's so cheap. I don't know how that slipped through. I thought we had it filtered out, but I guess sometimes they do slip through the net. We can have a look at this Wello on here, I suppose. It might be from the same seller, but it doesn't matter too much. So this one here is a great example of one where the sales per month is not that great. So it's less than 50, which means, if you just give me 1 second, switch over to full screen camera. I'm going to get rid of Cooper because it's doing my head in. Where is it? There we go. Cool. Close that. Refresh the page. Back to talking head. Cool. We've got no more pop-ups. This one here, less than 50 SPM because Amazon's telling us it's less than 50. So we'll probably just skip that one. Let me just tidy up my tabs. Cool, so K18 could be a good one for eBay. This brand, you can get some killer deals on this brand, and people pay a fortune for this brand, by the way. It could be some really good eBay deals. There was one that I found. It's like a 200ml bottle. I think it's some sort of hair product, a mask or something. It was selling for over £100 on Amazon. It was selling a decent amount as well. So it was obviously going for good money on eBay as well. That's a good one to look if you're into kind of doing eBay as well. Like I say, you can buy these items from Qogita and sell them on other platforms. If you want to create your own Shopify account, I'm not saying I've got no experience doing that, but eBay's another source as well. TikTok shop could be another place to go as well. I know TikTok's blowing up right now. And items like this, I don't know if you can sell these on TikTok or, whatever. Could do very well. There are definitely some killer eBay deals on here. I don't tend to look at those myself, but for this one, I was like, whoa, £120 for a bloody 300ml bottle, and it was selling as well, 50, 100 SPM. It was selling at that price, which is kind of crazy. So this is obviously a very popular brand. Cool. So let's go down L'Oreal. That could be a good brand. So again, this one's just a little bit slow. No, again, Amazon's saying nothing in terms of the SPM, which means essentially it's under 50. Keeper's saying 44. See, there seems to be a lot of 44s from Keeper. Interesting. I don't know what that is. But yeah, we'll go ahead and skip that one. I want to try and stick to the faster selling items if we can. That one's the same as well. Again, it's got 68 variations. There's obviously, what is it? Some sort of, hair color thing. There's a lot of different shades and stuff. So, you split 1500 by 68, you don't end up with much, basically. And obviously, I imagine like brown is more popular than bright green as a hair color. So obviously each variation has different SPMs or sales per month. Cool, let's check out this weather one again. No, less than 50. So we'll keep going, we'll find something here. Okay, cool. Could be an exciting one here. Now, I personally hate selling beard trimmers, just because when people return them, they're all like used. But there can be some good money to be made in beard trimmers. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good one or not. Braun is a good brand. I've sold this brand in the past. This one sells 200 SPM. So again, like what am I looking at? Red flags, green flags, essentially. Now I've looked at this one before, apparently. 49.75. So there's obviously some red flag on this one. But what I'm looking at right now, it's very positive. 200 SPM. Great. 22% ROI. Okay, it's not the best, but it's still pretty good. I'd take £11.42 profit per unit. Hey, it's not all just about ROI. If I can make £11 profit per unit, I'm going to be doing it. So we'll scroll down and have a look, basically, and see what's going on with this one. So now we see kind of like why it's maybe not the best deal. So looking at this chart here, we can see that this is kind of like a high price. It kind of jumps from like 75 to 54. Right now it's just Amazon at 82. There's no other FBA sellers on this, but I think, there has been some FBA sellers in the past. I'm 90% sure Braun is fine. I'm 90% sure I've sold this brand before. But yeah, for me, this one, if it goes down to that kind of £45 mark, so £54, then we're not going to be making any money, basically. We're losing £8. And you remember what I said about the whole like, hey, Cody, how's it going? Cody Wholesale, nice. Yeah, good, thank you, cheers. Just sourcing some deals. Now, as I said before, I like my upside to be profitable, of course, and my downside to be break even. Maybe I'll take a tiny loss here and there if the upside's really good. This one here, like the upside downsides are pretty much similar. £8 to £11. There ain't much difference. So it does bounce up and down between the two, and there could be an opportunity here to maybe sell in these little price spikes where it sits at the sort of the 82 or £75 mark. But for me, I kind of decided this one probably wasn't worth the risk, and there's probably better places I can spend my money. Now, I have sold products in the past like this, and I did actually sell them in these like price increases. But yeah, it's a little bit risky, I suppose. And I guess the one risk you run into here is that, someone buys it for £85 and then next week they see it for £54. Well, they're going to do a return job on you and do a little switcheroo. And then you're going to be ending up with a used trimmer you can't sell. So some of these things you kind of need to look out for. And this comes from experience and selling on Amazon, really. Hey, Flippy K, how's it going? Hope you're having a good evening. So yeah, for this one here, I decided to skip that one. So I've obviously seen that in another scam before. Is this a different listing? I think it's the same EAN, so we'll skip that one. We might have some duplicates here because I combined a bunch of sheets together. Phillips, we've kind of looked at this one, I think, in the few previous streams. It was a big price spike on this one, so we're definitely going to avoid this one. Even though it sells crazy amounts, I think this one. It's like really, the price right now is like really inflated. So, it's quite a risk to come in and try and sell this for £50. Now, it has been like £50 for like a week now or something like that. When was this look here? The 6th of November. So yeah, just under a week, maybe a week or so. It's quite a gamble to hope there's going to be £50. And pretty much you look at the year, it's been £50 for like a week. So it's quite a gamble to buy on this. And this is why you need to be careful and do the research on these kind of products here. So, hey, you may get it in and make a lot of money and sell it for £50, but you might miss out as well. So I wouldn't touch that one myself. But hey, if you're a gambling man, go for it, I guess. So Olaplex, I swear this is IP as well. Olaplex. I'm 90% sure this is IP, so we'll skip this one. Again, I'm not sure how this one squeezed through. Yeah, this is an IP, so we'll skip it. But obviously, it sells 1,000 per month. Obviously, like if you can get an item like this, it's pretty killer. But yeah, it's an IP on that one. So avoid that brand. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how it squeezed through. It's all good. Matrix Food. Matrix Food. I've heard of this brand before. So 873 per month with 2 variations. So this one's 100 per month. I've heard of this brand before. I'm not sure if it's IP or not. And again, just because you're getting a deal on here doesn't mean that you can sell it immediately. You need to double check and make sure that, and do your due diligence to see if it's like not IP or if it's profitable, the price is good over time, things like that. So you still need to do the research. Not everything's going to be profitable on Qogita, but there is a bunch of stuff. There is a gold mine, to be fair. It is the most concentrated place I know to find deals and to be able to order stuff without limits as well. Like today, I ordered 30 grand worth of stuff. It's just kind of crazy, really. It's like printing money. So this one here, anyway. So 100 SPM looks pretty good. Our buy price is 13.76. I'm going to just try and speed up a bit now. So £1 profit on this one at that current price is not that great. 23.20. It's a seller for fill 1. So realistically, it might go for 24.50, 15% ROI. It's not the best. 100 SPM is not too bad. Price is pretty stable though. So in terms of IP, there's multiple different factors you can look for. One thing you need to potentially look for is a big drop in sellers where everyone's been kicked off the listing. So I don't see that here. This is the bottom chart here. There's no like sudden like drops of everyone being kicked off. That's one way to look. Another way is just to ask people and say, hey, have you experienced this brand or not? You can do that in my community. If anyone wants to join that, link in the description for that, by the way. It's a free community for Amazon sellers or anyone who wants to be an Amazon seller. And another way is to look if that brand is selling. So if the seller on the right-hand side is like Matrix Shop or whatever it's called, this brand here, so that's another very good indicator that's going to be IP. So those are kind of all indicators that this could be an IP. Is there any other ways you guys know to kind of like detect IP items? I'm not sure really. Maybe checking on Grayscout could be something someone mentioned earlier actually. So, but those are kind of the first 3 ones, the ones that I use, and it pretty much don't run into too many issues. So, but yeah, I actually mentioned today I got IP'd on a brand just to show you how inconsistent Amazon is. I got IP'd on a brand in I think it was 8 European countries, including the UK. Actually, no, the UK was a parallel import. So it was like 7 countries, EU countries. And I submitted the exact same invoice to all of them to try and fight this IP claim. And so it was an IP in the European countries and a parallel import in the UK. Anyway, they rejected 5 of them, but accepted 2 of them. So really weird, inconsistent. It just shows you how inconsistent Amazon is at times, that they accepted it on 2 places. And like one was Netherlands, the other one was Germany, I think, and the rest got declined. Like France, Spain, Italy, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, so you get the idea. It shows you how inconsistent they are. Cool, we're going to move on from that one. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great, though. I'm looking for something more exciting. I'm going to start skipping through a little bit more, try and find some exciting perfumes, aftershaves, something like that if there is a deal to be had. Maybe they're all being bought now, because obviously a lot of people have been buying here for Christmas. Obviously, Q4 is around the corner, and we're looking for some... People have been buying up and buying some deals. So DKNY, here we go. This could be quite a good one. Now this one, I've covered this one before. I think maybe I covered the 50ml one. So hey Jibby, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So Jibby, by the way, runs another Discord community very similar to mine. It's a fantastic community, so go check that out if you want. Yeah, so this one here is, I think we looked at the 50ml one before, and I was like, another thing just to watch out for, by the way, is you can see here the 50ml is £41, the 100ml is £43. So any smart consumer is going to be buying the 100ml one, which means the 50ml one's pretty much kind of dead in the water there at that kind of price. It's too expensive. So either the 50ml one needs to come down in price or the 100ml one needs to go up in price. Now the 30ml is £32. I actually think this is okay. People might be looking to buy a present or something around the £30 mark, and even though technically it's way better value to get the 100ml one for only like £12 more, people might not want to spend that money. So they'll look at this 30ml, and I think at £32 this is pretty good. Again, I've obviously looked at this before at $17.25, but now it's $16.99, so we'll throw that in. We'll take the few extra pence of profit here. And we'll go down. So this one here is a little bit slower. That's the only thing that's kind of worrying me here is this. There's no 50 SPM here or more. So this is selling less than 50 SPM. But however, with perfumes, we need to look at December. So this is where you take analysis to the next level. We're not looking at the just the now in terms of, we're obviously going down to the charts. We're looking at the price, of the history of the price, things like that. But now we're looking at like, hey, is this a seasonal item that sells really well at a certain time of year? Maybe it's a sun cream that sells 50 SPM now in November, but what do you think it's going to be in July? It's going to be more than 50 SPM. Same for this kind of thing. Maybe in summer it's 50 SPM, but in Christmas time, well, let's have a look. If there is anything, it might not be. So in this one, there's no data. It's only 43 days of data, so we can't. My example got ruined. But yeah, obviously this will sell quickly at Christmas. It will be over 50 SPM, I'm pretty sure. It's a popular brand. This one here will do very well, I think. Now, we don't have a huge amount of data, so that is a problem. But this could be kind of an interesting one here. So without a lot of data, it's a bit riskier, to be honest. We just don't know. And so this, I think the price is okay for 30 mil, but you know, it is kind of close to the 100 mil, but it's far enough away. I think it's okay, but I won't necessarily post this one. If you guys want to track it down, you can go ahead and do it. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. This one, a £4.50 profit, 26% ROI. It's going to be 50, 100 SPM at Christmas, you know. But yeah, so I'll leave it up to you guys to decide if you want to go ahead and buy that one. How many are in stock? And let's have a look. So another thing I do look at as well, by the way, here, just to be aware, I am looking at the stock levels on Qogita when I'm ordering, and obviously comparing that to kind of like the SPM on Amazon. So with this one here, I mean, essentially I'm going to say this one's probably, it says, Keeper says 67. That probably is about right. I'd say, you know, Amazon right now is saying less than 50. It's maybe not updated. I reckon this one probably is about 50. I think that's a fair estimate, to be fair, given this time of year. With 50 SPM, and this one's, you know, with 500 in stock, it would worry me a little bit. Now we can see this is a really nice price drop, actually, down to £14 from £15.50. So a really nice price drop here, but this kind of stock level does worry me a little bit. Yeah, in that regard, I might avoid this particular one. I don't want, you know, 500 stock to land on Amazon and then we're all sharing 50 SPM, or I think it'll go up to probably 100 on this one. Maybe I'll check it around December time, around Christmas time, 100, 150, maybe even 200. It's not too bad, but yeah, obviously it's probably going to go down to less than 50 after Christmas. So, you know, if we don't want to flood the site with 500 stock. So that one just kind of, you know, worries me a little bit in terms of the stock levels. So, cool. Yeah, let's have a look. Deeks has got a good example here, so we'll have a look and see. So, yeah, if you guys want me to have a look, HelioCare, here we go. So, yeah, this is a good example of one that is obviously, you know, SPF, not shower gel. Sun cream is obviously a big one for summer. If we scroll down, we can see right now. So what's interesting here is this one's actually still 400 SPM. Now, Amazon will not show, a little tip for you, the SPM up here, like in between the brand and the title, if there is no buy box. But obviously you can go down to Keeper and have a look. So GTN didn't want to come through. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, maybe it's I don't know. I'm not sure how the chat works. But you can see here, this one actually still sells pretty well, for like 400 SPM, even in winter. But if we go to the year, though, we're going to see, like, in those summer months, you know, May, June, July, August, September, it's 1,000 a month, which is pretty nice. So, again, a good example of how seasonality can, you know, and help people. Now, the one I say, this one does actually sell 400 SPM. So this is an example where my filters on ArbiSource would have failed me here because there's no buy box, but actually it's selling really well. But you can see the no buy box because the price is inflated. So Amazon will sometimes get rid of the buy box if they feel like that it's not a competitive marketplace price. And when I say marketplace, it can be on Amazon or it can be the marketplace in whole by comparing it to other retailers. So if I scroll down here, we may see actually that they maybe Amazon here. So I can see this is through ArbiSource. I've linked up to Seller Amp. We can see you can buy this from £17 at Cosmetics, Perfume Club £17.50. Again, apparently the same one here, maybe a different size. So maybe Amazon are looking at these sites or other sites and saying, hey, we think £26 too much, no buy box at that price. And you can look at the history here and see that, like, you know, pretty much the peak price for the year that they've given the buy box is $24.99. So you could always come in. Apparently I've looked at this one before. So I can always come in and say, hey, if I drop the price to $24.99, hopefully the buy box is going to come back and I'm still going to make a profit. So you can always look at that as well. Hopefully you guys are learning a lot here. This is all the stuff I'm looking at when I'm analyzing deals. So just taking things to that kind of next level, I guess. It just comes from experience of analyzing deals, understanding the marketplace. So Dig says, yeah, look, it does look like an OA ping. Exactly, yeah, with a lot of sellers. Now, obviously, it's never great when you're getting a bunch of sellers. And this just shows you, I guess, how, I don't want to be insulting, but kind of stupid some Amazon sellers are. You know, we've got 60 sellers onto this listing, which isn't great. I'll fully admit, it's not fantastic. But then what happened? They all started bricking the price down. So the price, as it always happens, it was £18.90 basically. And it dropped all the way down to about 15, 26, until finally those sellers sold out and then the price came back up. But what they fail to realize is this thing sells 1,000 per month. Like, are you honestly worried about, like, sure, if you've got 1,000 items in there, you know, okay, maybe you're worried. But most people, you know, who do OA, they're buying 10, 20 units, maybe some people are buying a little bit more. I mean, that's just nothing. It's not going to touch 1,000 sales per month. So bricking the price here was freaking pointless. It's just a lack of understanding on the listing and how fast it sells. And obviously you can see it sold out eventually and the price recovered. So yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. You know, just sometimes patience is a virtue, and if everyone just waited out here, everyone could have sold this for £19, £90.50 and been very profitable basically. But it is the market. That's how the market works. You get a bunch of sellers on the listing and they drop the price. It's pretty typical. There's nothing you can do about it. No point being annoyed about it. It's like being annoyed at the rain. It's, you know, it's just the way the market works. So Paul said, been seeing a lot of patchy buy box recently, especially when the offer count shoots up. Yeah. So if, and I've got it on one or two listings actually, it's kind of annoying, where Amazon are willing to give the buy box at a certain price, let's say $24.99. But if too many sellers jump on, then the buy box kind of disappears to that price. It's really annoying. It doesn't happen on all listings, but I've got one or two where it does. I actually went deep in a product last year because I was like, hey, the buy box has come back. I thought maybe because it was Christmas, but then like 2 or 3 people jumped on it and then they killed the buy box again. They really killed that product, which kind of sucked really. So sometimes that does happen. You just need to be aware of that. Amazon obviously doesn't want their customers to get ripped off. But yeah, it's a very interesting one, this one actually. Thanks for sending this over. It's kind of good to see. But you can see a fast selling item here that's kind of crazy. So, but yeah, so Dick looks like no way pick. Yep. Do I utilize the target price notifications on Qogita? So I do use that, but I also use the one in Qogita Price Drop. So again, link for that in description. It's a server where you can get the price drops on Qogita, but it also has monitors as well. So you can basically do like a / restock, I think it is, or I can't remember what the exact command is. And basically you can put your GTIN in, your target price, your target stock, and then you'll get a DM from the server if that comes back in stock. That all comes included in the price. So, yeah. I was like saying to my brother, like £50 a month, it is a freaking bargain. You're getting all the price drops, and now you're getting this restock notification. I was like, man, that is a crazy, crazy deal. It really is a ridiculous deal. Yeah, it's in there. Oh, yeah, you got it in Qogita. You've also got it in the Qogita Price Drops. Yeah, so if you type / in any of the channels, you'll see that it's in there. Cool. Right, let's carry on anyway. That was a great product to send over. So this one here is okay. Like, I don't know if I'm going to feel comfortable posting it out, but if you guys want to chase that down, I want to find a killer deal. God, there's a lot of Schwarzkopf, and I just kind of do well with perfumes, things like that. So Clinique could be an interesting one. Clinique is a very interesting brand that is definitely underrated because, I mean, for me, talking from my own experience, I thought it was restricted, so I kind of stopped selling Clinique, but it turns out it's not restricted. It's all good to go, and I think a lot of sellers are thinking the same as well, so it's actually kind of flying under the radar a little bit, Clinique. So Dex is asking, what would you do if you find a product that has a £45 on Amazon, but ArbiSource reverse search is finding a boot or fragrance shop for $25? Would you stay clear? It's perfume. What? So you're worried that people are going to go and buy it from Boots or Fragrance Shop? Is that the concern, or it wouldn't concern me? I just like to see the prices in the marketplace, and maybe sometimes it's cheaper from other places than Qogita. Not often. I think I've seen it like once or maybe twice, but sometimes it is. There's a killer deal going on in some sort of like shop somewhere. But no, it doesn't bother me. People don't shop around. They want Amazon Prime. I don't shop around. I Prime everything. I've probably wasted so much money, but I just want things next day delivery. And there's plenty of people, or there's millions of people in the UK like that who just don't shop around. They're paying for Amazon Prime. They want to get it from Amazon. Just make sure you DM me that, by the way. I want that deal. I'm joking. And yeah, so it doesn't worry more. Cody, I'll send leads. Hey, I'm trying to find you leads now. This might be one here. I'm not sure. Let's look. Not looking promising at £12.26 buy price. So what's happened here? Has this price come down? So buy price is £12.26. Sell price is £18.29. So apparently it should be £2.31 profit. So I'm not sure what's gone wrong with this particular item. ArbiSource is wrong on this one for some reason. So this doesn't happen very often. Yeah, this one, I don't know. Yeah, it's not actually profitable. So looking at maybe the numbers are wrong on Seller Amp. I'm not sure. Someone's wrong here. But yeah, as I see this right now, it's not profitable. So we'll skip this one. But yeah, oh well, sucks. Cool, let's keep going anyway. Another Clinique one here. Again, probably one that has a lot of different variations. So no good on that one. So we'll keep going. I'm sure we're going to find something, hopefully. So, Versace, as I said, can be quite a good one. I think I've looked this one before. Yeah, I have. $29.97. Apparently, I found it when it's $30.86, so it's gone down in price since then. SPM on this one is less than 50. So it's profitable, but it's less than 50. $29.97. Let's whack that in there. So £6 profit, 20% ROI, but SPM just a little bit low. Yeah, I can't recommend that one really. So we're gonna find one. I'm gonna skip through now a little bit quicker. Elizabeth Arden. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, here we go. Interesting. $33.93 for this one. Now it says IP. I've sold this brand before, so it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, Cody, you need to get Clinique ungated. It's a good brand to sell. So yeah, this one is looking pretty good. Oh, and by the way, I realized we totally messed up before. We should always be double checking, by the way, before we buy with the EAN scam bot thing here. So we should always be just double checking to make sure. One thing to be aware of, I need to point out, I've totally forgot, my bad, is that the title and the image are just a reference essentially. They don't really mean anything. The thing that matters is the GTIN. So you always need to double check this GTIN. And this is something Qogita are going to be working on and improving. Because a few people have fallen foul here. But you don't basically pay any attention to the picture or the title. You need to look at the GTIN and just double check it on a site like this one here. So I'll post the link in the description for you. And just do a search and just double check and make sure it's the right product. So we can see here, Elizabeth Arden Retinol Ceramide Capsules Line Erasing Night Serum. Now, it doesn't actually say the number. We might be able to zoom in on the picture. It doesn't actually say. So what I then do is maybe just Google. Oh, not that one. We obviously got that one already. I just Google that UPC or GTIN and have a look on Google and just see what comes up to make sure that we're getting the right item here. So it's always as good. We can try and maybe another EAN checker. Just see if we can find one. I think this one's okay. Sometimes they're a bit useless. They just say, hey, it's valid. Okay, this one here. So this one's another good example. Sometimes you do need to use more than one. This is Arden, Ceramide, blah, blah, blah. It says 60p at the end, so 60 pieces. So that's good. So this is the correct one, which is good. So always good to double check that. So with this one here saying, the title here is correct. 75ml, 60 capsules. We're all good to go. Same on Amazon as well. So... yes, Cody, 100%, because sometimes the Amazon listing is wrong. You need to double check. I found a few products where even Amazon was wrong on it. Qogita was correct, but Amazon was wrong. So you need to double check that. Or they've put the EAN number on Amazon, but they've got the wrong picture on there. So sometimes people create the wrong kind of listing. So always good to double check that. So this one here is looking pretty good. So far, I totally ignore this IP. I think it's bullshit. I know I'm still around. Doesn't mean anything. I've sold this brand before. Let me know if anyone's been IP'd recently. Obviously, things change over time. £5.50 profit. I mean, the ROI is a little bit low, so that's kind of like maybe the first sort of, I'd say, amber flag, not red flag, because I'm happy to make £5.50 profit per unit, even if it is 16% ROI. Obviously, all the product looks the same. Obviously, double check to make sure the variations make sense in terms of price. So yeah, 30s like 28, 60s 54, 90s 74 makes sense. Cool, nothing too crazy there. Just gets slightly cheaper as it goes. Now down to I guess what is the bad sign now. So looking at the price history, and we can see here that actually this price is a little bit inflated at £53.99. It has been around the £40 mark in August, September, October, but now it's jumped up in price. Let's just check out the year, though, and see. And actually, the year gives us actually a better view. It looks a bit more optimistic now. So this is not like the most stable price in the world. It kind of does go down to like the £38, £40. And if we put that in, that's probably a loss. Yeah, £4 loss. But it doesn't spend like a huge amount of time. It was there for maybe a couple of months at £40. But it generally kind of lives around there. I'd say the average here is about £50. Which actually might hurt it a little bit. So £2.78 profit. It's just not quite there. Now, this is a great one potentially if you got your £120 discount, your first order. Could be a good one to get because obviously it's going to make it cheaper for you. But this one here, just looking like this one's not that great a deal. So it looked okay at first, but I'm just not happy with the price here. Yes, it does go up to 55, 57 at times. We can see here in Christmas last year, it actually went down a little bit, but obviously SPM went through the roof. But you know, potentially it could easily hit 55 here. For me, given the risk, I'd want to be making more money on this product to really take the risk on this one. Yeah, I'd want to be making like £10-15 profit per unit really as my upside on this one. So yeah, I don't know. For me, it's I do know I wouldn't buy it. So yeah. For that one, we'll skip that one, basically. That is a shame. Charlotte Tilbury can be a good brand. It's a slow seller, so we'll keep going. This was only meant to be an hour, but we'll keep going if you guys are enjoying the stream. We have 32 concurrent viewers, which is awesome, so thanks, everyone, for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, let's try and find a good product here. And I've got another scan we can potentially look at as well. This is a new brand I've not seen before. I clicked. I don't think so. I think it's always that color. New Nordic Wonderlegs. Okay. So a new brand. I'm immediately thinking IP. Obviously going to investigate and keep an open mind. So I'm just going to zoom out slightly. Oh, not zero. Oops, my bad. We'll find. Yeah, I think it's probably a good balance. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm obviously new brand. I'm going into it cautiously. Now, the first thing I see immediately is sold by New Nordic Limited. So immediately to me, this looks like an IP brand, so a private label brand. Again, we can kind of get a confirmation here of like generally one seller. There have been other sellers in the past, but yeah, another kind of indicator is there's always one seller. That doesn't always mean it. It means maybe if you found a really good deal, you know, product that no one else has found. But yeah, this one here is because New Nordic Limited. Yeah, it looks like a private label, so we'll skip that one. So we'll add that into like I guess it's New Nordic. We'll add that into the brands that need to be restricted. I'll send that over to my brother to remove from the scans. And we'll keep going, basically. I want to find something. But hey, this is live. It's not rehearsed. I guess sometimes you just can't find some deals. There's definitely a few more sharks now searching for deals on Qogita, so maybe they've snapped up all the good deals. Another Elizabeth Arden one there, a little bit slower. Bioderma. Yeah. Maybe I'll go to the other scan and have a look. This one was quite a later scan, actually, so in theory, a lot of the deals could have been snapped up already. So, apologies, I'm scanning through really quickly. Clinique one there, kind of interesting, actually. Let's have a look at this one, actually. It's a slower seller, never mind. Right, I'm going to go to the other scan. I've got this one here. Let's see if there's anything in this one. So going to go ahead and go to the filters of, let's say, £1. Let's do £2. Let's do 20% ROI. Let's do buy box excluded and go from there. So 10k results. Yeah, absolutely. So that's obviously the price drops. Doesn't mean it's a deal, basically. But there must be something wrong with your filters then, Coley. I think if you're getting 700, that seems a little bit low to me. But yeah, so and we're going to do by monthly sales. Okay, another Estee Lauder one. So I don't know if it's the same one as last time. There's so many different varieties and flavors of Estee Lauder. So we'll skip that one there. Is this the same one? No, it's a different one here. So I'm trying to find one that's got a good... Okay, here we go. Come on. Get excited now. 100 SPM. Come on. Let me zoom out slightly. Estee Lauder, by the way. Oh, I keep meaning to zoom out and keep just going all the way in, all the way back out. Right, Estee Lauder here. I've looked at this one in the past. 1875. This one here is now... Oh. What's going on here? 24.27. That's terrible. How is this profitable? 46.45. What is going on? Yeah, this one, I don't know what's going on. That's just totally wrong. I hope I've not messed up the scan. Let's have a look here. That was just totally wrong. Philips, we've got that same one as well. So hope we can find a deal here. Yardley of London. Again, this is a new brand I've not heard of. I mean, this is you can see here immediately on the ArbiSource a price spike, so we'll skip it. And again, key to sourcing, by the way. Obviously, what I'm doing now is a bit more slow. I'm explaining myself. Things like that. The key to like sourcing efficiently is realizing that, you're going to find, if every 100 products you kind of skim through, maybe 5 are going to be profitable. It could be a bit higher on Qogita. It could be 5 or 10. If you're doing OA, it's like 1 or 2. So it's like skipping the no's to find the yeses. So the faster you can get through the bad ones, the quicker you can find the good ones, essentially. So being able to like analyze quickly and discard the ones you don't want is like a really good skill. So like using this chart here to go, hey, this is a bit of a price spike, not that interested, or things like that could help you. Looking at the SPMs, looking at the brands, looking at whatever, basically. So let's have a look at this one here, this night cream. These kind of do well normally. Okay, interesting. A bit more than I thought, 600 per month. Right, I'm going to zoom out slightly. There we go. Cool. I hope I've not messed up this scan here. Okay, no. 11.89. Okay, this one looks immediately very exciting. 600 SPM. We'll go through the positive and negatives. 600 SPM is a positive. £7.58 profit, and the ROI of 62% is a positive. So we're on 2 positives right now. It's a good brand, 3 positives. So let's scroll down now and see what's going on. And then we obviously get the discount here. We can see that this price is just way too high. Was that? Yeah, you can't really see it here on the ArbiSource chart. But yeah, this one here is a massive price spike. I mean, you could try and buy it and sell it at £30. God, it sells a lot per month, by the way, like a crazy amount. But we can see for the 3 months, it's pretty much been $14.99 most of the time, and then it has these little spikes of $29.99. Let's go to the year, and we can kind of see it's the same kind of story. This is a product where you could buy some. I wouldn't go deep on it. You could buy 10, 20, 30, whatever the minimum order is. Stick them into Amazon, put them at $29.99 or $29.98, whatever, whoever this person is. And it looks like pretty much you are going to get some sales every now and then. You're not going to get massive volume. Well, maybe you will get massive volumes if you can get to the point where you get the buy box with that price. But for me, it's a little bit risky. It's kind of an interesting one, really. I think there's probably opportunity in this one. But yeah, it's obviously I'm looking for like volume, really. And I don't want to be sat on this thing for months and months waiting for it to come up in price. Obviously at £15, if we put that in, we're losing £2.72. So yeah, I don't. It's an interesting one. This one, kind of interesting. I think there's opportunity there for ones like this. Obviously, it depends on your capital level, your risk tolerance. But you could be absolutely making a fortune on these ones if you can time it right and get it to the point where. So Auto Antics scammer sells a course like all of them. What are you talking about? Me? I'll give you £100 if you can go out and find where I'm selling a course. But yeah, so there's your reward for you, okay? An Amazon FBA course, by the way, because I did create a course many years ago on Udemy talking about Mac. So, but yeah, anyway. God. Anyway, welcome to the welcome to the chat, Auto Antics. That's kind of funny. Cool. So this one here, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting one to me. But yeah, realistically, yeah, absolutely. Auto Antics. I said I was going to make a course and it's going to be free. So I've not got around to building it yet. So, but I wasn't going to sell it though. So, but yeah, thanks for joining the channel though. I do appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you can find in all my live chats that I said I was going to give it away for free. Anyway, let's carry on. This one, obviously, I can't recommend this one here, but it's kind of an interesting one to me, really. The more outside the box you can think, the better sometimes. And this one here potentially looks kind of interesting. So, but yeah, so yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it necessarily. So, kind of catch me out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, more DKNY. We've been through this one before. Thanks for the support. Okay, mate. Sure. Right. Thank you. Yeah, that didn't come across as like a yeah. Anyway, okay, it's all good. Yeah, anyway, it's all good. I thought you were coming at me there. Right. This one here, Goldwell Top Chick. Let's have a look at this one. Again, I've not heard this Goldwell brand before. Doesn't sell very quickly. I don't know. I'm struggling to find something, guys. Oh, I wanted to find you guys a good deal. Sucks. So I'm going to skip through now a little bit and have a look. 50. We think we've looked at this one before, maybe, but it's hard to know. All these different ones here. Have we found one here? Okay, cool, mate. I just never know. So, yeah. I've been called a scammer before. I didn't like it. So, yeah. I'm a little bit on guard with it. Cool. Right, let's have a look here. So, this one, I don't know if we looked at this one before. There's so many different shades of this one. 50 SPM. We've got £3.91 profit, 20% ROI. There are a few sellers on this one. We've got quite a few sellers on this one, to be fair, all kind of around the same kind of price. It means you're going to get like 10 sales a month, really, maybe. But it looks profitable, it looks pretty stable. I mean, I can throw this one out there, but yeah, with it being, let's have a look at the 100 SPM sometimes, 50, bounces between 50 and 100. So it's probably somewhere around the 75 mark, let's say, which isn't actually too bad, really. Actually, this price is actually a little bit lower than what it has been in the past. So, I mean, I'll throw it out there. I'm kind of grasping at straws with this one. But, you know, this one's not like a terrible one. I'll throw that one out there. It's okay. Look, if you can get this one with a £120 discount, then yeah, we're talking, actually. This one could be really sick. So, Auto Antics asking, would I ever do a meetup? Yeah, I actually meant to kind of arrange one and kind of forgot. Because I went to the Seller App one and it was really good fun. So, but yeah, I kind of do need to do some meetups, actually. So, yeah, I need to kind of arrange one. Maybe I can try and do like a last minute one in December time. But yeah, we'll go from there. I don't know. Yeah. I need to look into it, actually. So, by the way, guys, if you are not already entered, I'm sure you already all are. The scammer over here is offering let me get it. And switch over to the chat, the other view. The MacBook Air is going out on the 18th of December. So if you, you probably can't hear me. If you want a chance to win this, make sure you enter, link in the description. So this will be going out to one of you lucky winners. So yeah, there it is. Take that, all the other Discords. Let me make sure I put it down so it doesn't actually drop this time. Apologies if you can't hear me. So cool, yeah, we've got that. So I'm going to just stay on this now. Looks like I didn't really find that many. Well, I found that one at the end. It wasn't that great, but yeah. So that's the way it goes. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. So sorry I wasn't able to find anything amazing. But yeah, I'm happy to hang around, guys, and chat if you want for another sort of half hour, 45 minutes, whatever, till like 10 o'clock. If you guys have got any questions about Amazon FBA, my kind of sourcing brain is kind of over now. For like an hour is pretty much my limit. But yeah, so you guys got any questions or want to ask me about anything, feel free to ask me about Qogita, Amazon, or anything like that. So, but yeah, the Discord's getting really nice. FBA Moguls is, how many members we got now? It's getting up there. It's 850 nearly, 840, which is kind of crazy. My goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. It looks like we're probably going to hit that, so really pleased. So auto antics, do I share all my leads? No, God no. So obviously when I do these live streams, if I find a lead, and I found many decent ones in the past, sure, you get to see them. Do I share leads otherwise? No. I don't share leads basically. I'm more of a like teach a man to fish than rather give them the fish kind of guy. But yeah, so yeah, I don't really share leads. However, did you watch the UFO hearing live? No? What was that? Is Trump doing some sort of UFO hearing thing, or I don't know. Yeah, I do believe in aliens. Don't believe they visited the UK. Oh, not the UK. Or maybe I don't believe they visited Earth. Yeah. Now, I did think about, by the way, I'll actually run this by you guys. So, one thing I thought about offering was hiring up 4 or 5 virtual assistants, obviously training them up, give them killer skills on sourcing, and then doing like a subscription where all the leads would get raffled out to people. So anyone who joined the group, the subscription, whatever, I don't know if it had been add on to the server. I always said to myself I was never going to do this, but it's just an idea that kind of popped into my head. So it'd be like a leads group, but not everyone would get the leads. So the VAs would look for the leads, and then every single lead would get raffled to all the members, basically. And then there'd only be like 3 winners per lead, so it doesn't get posted out to everyone. That was just kind of an idea I was thinking about. And essentially what it would be is if I hired like 5 VAs, that would cost me like, I don't know, £1,800 a month. The subscription should hopefully cover that, essentially, is what I'd be looking to do. So if I get enough people to pay that off, that'd be nice. But that's just kind of an idea I had. It'd be essentially run at like break even, or maybe a slight profit, who knows, maybe a slight loss. But that's just an idea I kind of had. But yeah, it wouldn't get posted out to everyone. So if there's like 100 people in there, it'd still always be like, depending on the lead and the SPM and stuff like that and how good it was, it'd be like 3 winners of the lead, and that'd be it to share it. So, but yeah, so, hey, yeah, I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that DM me and message me, so I do kind of sometimes forget people, so I do apologize. I'm not being rude. I just sometimes can't remember everyone's name. The Sole Trader or Limited. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think, so essentially Sole Trader is essentially just you. So it's under your name. You're just like trading under your own name. Essentially, that's what that is. So, so I think start off with the Sole Trader is probably the best thing, to be honest. That's what most people do. And go from there. So, oh, nice. They're real. My in-laws going Ross, but I go on holiday. Yeah. Nice. Cool. This is a good idea. Cool. So I guess that's feedback to that kind of Discord. It'd be like, I don't know how it would work exactly. It probably would be like a separate Discord, and then just let the VAs obviously train them up, and then let them loose in there, and they can post the leads out. I don't want to have to spend too much time on it, if that makes sense. But this way, people can get leads. Could be a nice little thing going there. So I'm struggling to find anything I can sell. Everything at the moment is gated. Yeah, but it sucks. It does suck. You just need to ungate. It does take time. This time of year is kind of tricky. Hopefully next year in January, it's going to get easier to ungate again. Deadpool loves the old raffle system. Yeah, it used to be that the Arbitrage Hub, which is a server I bought, by the way, used to do that. So they used to raffle all their leads out, or not all of them, most of them, and not many people entered them, actually. It was really good value. So, but what I'd do is we'll probably get my brother to code up a bot for me, where basically every member gets entered into the raffle automatically, and then go from there. And then maybe there'll be like a weighting system. So if you've not like won a raffle in a while, you'd then be more likely to win the next one, if that makes sense. So everyone gets a share, basically. It's probably how I think I'd probably work it. And yeah, I don't know what it costs. But yeah, it's just kind of an idea, really. I'm not sure yet. Because people struggle to find leads, don't they? So, and obviously, if you post a lead out into a big group, not every lead's suitable for big groups. So, Finding VA is quite labor intensive to train and maintain home multiples. Must be mad. Yeah, that is one thing that does put me off. But once I've trained them up, I kind of like, you guys can be the vetting people essentially. So if the lead's bad, after obviously I've trained them up, and they should know what they're doing. You guys are essentially the vetters. So if you guys win a lead and it's crap, then you can obviously feed that back to the VA, and that's how they can learn. So hopefully it should be somewhat self-regulating in a way, is what I'm kind of hoping. But yeah, obviously that's probably an unrealistic expectation. But it was just an idea I had. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. You guys, I'm quite lazy a lot of times, so yeah, I don't know. I hate responsibility. It might be quite too much responsibility. So anyway, we'll see. But yeah, so individuals basically, individual on Amazon, by the way, is basically like a non-pro account. It means basically you're just like a normal person who's got a job, doesn't want to sell anything for any kind of profit on Amazon. In fact, that's probably a good way to think of it. A sole trader is going into Amazon with the intention of making profit. An individual is someone who's maybe just got a few books lying around they just want to sell on Amazon to clear the shelf or whatever. They're not looking to make money. They're just kind of like, it's like just eBaying it, if that makes sense, like just clear out the clutter. So that's kind of the difference between an individual and a sole trader. So you are a sole trader. That's what you need to select basically on Amazon, and that's what you need to be, essentially with HMRC. Although it's just it's a self-assessment. That's all it is. Watch the video, you'll see. That's essentially what it is. It's just under your own name. There are pros and cons to it, again, which I cover in the video. But yeah, so we won't use any others apart from Qogita or not. So I mean, pretty much my bread and butter was OA. Like you guys know, I like the newsletter sourcing, was my big thing, really. But since Qogita come along, I've been pretty much 100% on Qogita. Yeah, it's just, I go where the deals are, and that's where the deals are. There's the high concentration of deals on Qogita. I love the fact there's no like order limits, and yeah, you can print money on there. So that's been the big one for me, and I've just been focusing on, there were other sites in the past, OA sites, where there are loads of deals, and I bought from them before. And yeah, so that's where I am basically. I go where the deals are. So it gives the option as well, sole trader, unlimited, individual, sole trader. No, they're not. As I mentioned before, that's pretty much the difference. Individual, someone who's just like selling a few bits and bobs to declutter their home. A sole trader is someone who's basically going into business to make profit. So cool, yeah, okay, you got that one. So you need to register for self-assessment with HMRC if you want to be, or even if you want to do a limited company, technically you need to do that because you'll be a director and you'll hopefully be getting paid dividends. But yes, essentially you need to register with HMRC as a self-assessment. So you're not registering as a sole trader. You're just basically saying, hey, I'm registering for self-assessment, and you'll have to file self-assessment every year. So the next one's coming up in January. It's January 31st is the deadline, but that will be for 22-23. So that'll be from April 5th, 2022 to like April 6th, 2023, which means if you register now and start selling on Amazon, you won't be filing on the 31st of January 2024. You'll be filing 31st of January 2025. And that'll be the period of April, I think it's April 5th or 6th, 2023 to April 6th or 5th, 2024, something like that anyway. Yeah, you get the idea. That's essentially how it works. So it's like almost like a year behind, if that makes sense. So Bert says, when you start to Qogita, how long does the 120 stand the account for? Will it stay there until absolutely, it should last there for months, up to weeks or months. But Bert, DM me if you're struggling for a deal. I can help you find a deal, get your first order through. Anyone who wants a deal for your first order, DM me. I'll add you to my little list, and anytime I find a good deal that will be suitable for you, then I'll send it to you, and you can make your first order knowing that you've got a deal that's been vetted by me, and it's a good deal, basically. So yeah, you can do that. So it should be, I don't know, I'd have to ask Qogita, but it should last a long time. Yeah, I don't see why it disappeared, to be honest. Obviously, the sooner you can use it, the better, because you can find some good deals. But yeah, DM me, FBA Mogul, at FBA Mogul. Watch out for all the impersonators out there. There are a few of them. People impersonating me on Discord. I don't see what I can do about it. It sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, just be careful if you get a DM from a random person pretending to be me. Just double check in the Discord server that it's me. Like, you can put a chat and say, hey, at FBA Mogul, is this you? If you ever get DM'd by someone strange offering you drop shipping or crypto or some other BS, just double check. Be vigilant. So do you do your own taxes? God, no. No. I get an accountant to do it, yeah. They say taxing isn't meant to be taxes aren't meant to be taxing. They are the most taxing thing you'll ever do. They are the worst thing ever. Get an accountant, basically. You don't want to do your own accounts, basically. No freaking way. And by the way, Auto Antics, I recommend if you're going to do this, you create a separate bank account and basically keep your personal finances separate from your business finances, even if you're a sole trader. So create a new bank account. I recommend Tide. They're great. I'll put a link in you can check in my server. There should be a link in there. You get £50 if you sign up, which is pretty nice on Tide. So help boost your capital to begin with. But yeah, use that as your bank account for your sole trader and keep it separate. So you can put some money into it one time as your like director's loan essentially. Or you can put multiple times, it's fine. But don't start mixing business purchases on your normal Sainsbury's card or whatever, debit card, because it's going to get a right mess, basically. Better to have it all separate. So yeah, definitely do that. So yeah, Coley's saying, yeah, you can hit the VAT threshold as a sole trader, then go limited and do it in the 90K. So yeah, basically, obviously this is not a financial advice or accounting advice. I think HMRC don't like it, but I don't see why I think it's perfectly legitimate in my opinion. A sole trader, which is essentially just you, and a limited company are two totally separate legal entities. A limited company is almost like a separate person. They have their own liabilities. So yes, you can do that basically. But that's not financial advice. Obviously speak to an accountant. But yeah, so cool. Oh, you got some one-to-one training. Yeah, honestly, mate, I don't do it anymore, obviously, but yeah, if you still got any more left over from when I used to do paid coaching, get in touch. I kind of lost track of who's got what left. So yeah, mate, get in touch. We can do it. Absolutely no problem. We can finish those off. Like I said, I can send you a deal as well on Qogita. So but yeah, unfortunately, guys, I don't offer paid mentorship anymore. I do get asked all the time. I did some in the past and it was very enjoyable, but I decided I'm going to try and push the free model as much as possible. So if you do want a one-on-one call with me, a sort of 15-minute one, you can book one for free. So yeah. That's all the links to those are in my Discord community. But yeah, we'll sort you out, Bert. Don't worry, we'll get you going. Apologies if I've not been responding or anything like that. Sometimes I lose track of my DMs. I get a lot of DMs. Some point I'm gonna have to cut them off as the community grows and try and keep it all in the or limit them at least anyway. So. But yeah, so awesome. We still got 26 viewers. I do appreciate everyone coming. I do enjoy these live streams, actually. Definitely, like, it's good fun. I never thought I'd be doing, like, live streams and, like, kind of this, and people would be interested in watching it, but it's really cool to see. So I do appreciate you guys on here. And like I say, I'm always here to help with any Amazon questions you have. If I've got the answer, then I will help. So... you said you're changing your demographics. I'm 19 years old. Hey, I'm help anyone basically. I think generally I target, more maybe 30-year-olds, I guess. But it's I'm happy to help anyone. God, if you can get into business at that kind of young age, the sky's the freaking limit. I mean, for me, for example, I started business. I'm 38, by the way, nearly 39. I started business then at that age, like 35, 36. God, if I'd started earlier, I would literally be like a multi-millionaire now, by far. So, yeah, I am old, 38. So yeah, obviously the only downside when you're young, and no offense to you, you make poor decisions. I certainly did when I was young. Yeah, it's thanks, Cody, I appreciate it. It's the healthy living, the exercise, all the kind of stuff. Definitely don't drink too much Red Bull. But yeah, so when you're young, you kind of make poor decisions, I guess. Don't have much life experience, I suppose. But if you can crack it when you're young, literally you're going to be set. And I always love seeing, you bought a new car. Okay, there you go. So what car did you buy? Okay, I should have taken the name, Auto Antics. So with your side hustle money, cool. At the same time, you do have to live life. So, I did the same. I bought myself an Audi TT when I was younger. So, not too crazy, but a nice car. I enjoyed it. It was really good fun. It's like, it's not a Porsche, obviously, but it's still it was pretty nippy. It was pretty nice. I enjoyed that car. It was a money sink. By the end of it, it was worth like $6,000. I paid like 18K for it. After like 8 years, it was worth $6,000. I spent God knows how much repairing it and servicing it. So total money pit, but yeah. But anyway, cool. I'm interested to see what car you got. So I was at the Aston Martin garage the other day, so that was very fun. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, I was very tempted. So, but no, yeah, as tempting as it is, I think I'd rather. It's like a tricky one, really. It's like you want to live your life and enjoy yourself, but you don't want to blow all your money. Because at the end of the day, the thing I love the most about working for myself is, and I mentioned this plenty of times, is the freedom it gives me. So it's not necessarily having the money to go and spend. It's knowing that I've got that money there, that I don't have to ever have a job again, hopefully, if I save it. I've got the freedom to pretty much do what I want. And having that money there gives you that freedom. Now, a fast car and all that kind of stuff doesn't do that. It means you're basically risking your, not freedom in the future, but like your ability to kind of choose to do what you want in the future. So, yeah, that's the kind of this where I am, where I guess with more maturity, you kind of realize that, hey, I'd rather live a frugal life and live on my own terms my entire life. Then, like I was actually listening to a podcast about some NFL player that earned $100 million over his career and went broke. I mean, it happens all the time. I don't know what age he's now, like 45. No, he's 40 years old. And he's broke at 40. And now basically he has no choice. He has no freedom to decide what to do. He's in massive debt. And like, you'd surely rather be the person who can say live frugally and have that money and do what you want basically from up to retirement until you die basically, or be someone who has to work a job until they're 60 because they spend all their money on rubbish. So anyway, maybe on a bit of a tangent there, but that's kind of like the way I look at it. So at some point I will get myself a nice car like an Aston Martin or a Lambo or something like that. I like the Lambo Aventador, I think it's called. What's the four-wheel drive one? But it has to be like a pretty small portion of my money I had to be willing to like spend it and not worry about it, if it makes sense. So yeah, no doubt I'll get there at some point, but yeah, right now, even if I had £1 million in the bank, which I don't, I wouldn't spend more than 30-40k on the car probably. But yeah, so that's the way I look at it anyway. When you get older, you kind of get a bit more, I don't know, sensible and boring. But hopefully it kind of makes sense that, yeah. So Cody says, I'm 22, was in 10k debt by 18, made a few mistakes, that's for sure. So, yeah, look, we all do when we're young. Don't beat yourself up. You've got plenty of time to recover. So that's the other thing to remember as well. You make mistakes when you're younger, but you've got plenty of time to recover it. So if you're going to make mistakes, do it when you're 18, financial mistakes this is, or whatever. Do it when you're 18 or 20 or whatever. Don't do it when you're 40 or 50, like that NFL player. Say 100 million. I can't remember his name now. I came across this like podcast on YouTube. What's the guy's called like Shay something other. Anyway, he interviews sports stars and stuff like that. I've been watching quite a few of them actually, and a lot of things they do talk about is like how young players now just waste all their money. And yeah, this guy basically he had a $100 million contract. Spent all that money, and then he held like a 40th or 30th birthday, I don't know what it was, like some sort of birthday party, and he like flew all the guests in. I think he had 300 guests. He flew them all in via first class tickets and had all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Who God knows how much he spent on that party. And the only way he paid for that is by taking out like a £5 million loan. So, because he had no money left. So money does funny things to people, especially if you earn so much money. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Urus. Yeah, the Urus. Absolutely, Cody, you're right. Yeah, I love that car. Actually, it's so nice, but it's quite expensive. So Auto Antics got an Audi S3 fully loaded sunroof staged. Why has everyone got these like souped up cars like stage 2, stage 3, stage 1? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but cool. I mean, God, that's a fast car. Yeah, nice. I'm not a huge fan of S3s myself, but I do love Audis. I don't know why I don't like A3s technically. I'm not sure S3 is really nice. I really like the A5 or S5 or RS5. The RS7, if money was no object, I'd probably get like something like an RS7. I love the shape of that car. I love the saloon cars like that. They're so nice. Saw like an SQ8 the other day. That was a pretty nice car, like a drug dealer's car. That's what it looked like. But it is pretty nice, pretty comfortable it looked like. So, But yeah, so Cody said, already crashed my car, put some insurance money into crypto shitcoin, made 20k. Oh, there you go. It's all right, isn't it? When you're 19. Selling because I can't insure it. You can't, yeah. There's the other thing as well. You got a car like that, just like, it's an insurer is just going to hate you. 2016 Corsa got me run into the ground. Yeah. I've got a Ford C-Max 2016. So, yeah, not very exciting. But it gets me from A to B. But yes, I will get a nice car at some point. To be honest, realistically, I pretty much said to myself, when I get to like £1 million net worth, I'm going to probably get myself... Look, I'm tempted by an Aston Martin. I won't do that. I'm tempted by a Porsche 911. I won't do that because it's just too much proportion of that. So I think the middle ground probably is, again, going for that kind of Audi TT. It's still relatively nippy. It's comfortable. It's nice. I know they're kind of like, they don't make them anymore. But yeah, I'd probably go for something like that. You can pick up like the final edition one for like 30k, 33k. So I'd probably look around the 30k mark and get something. It's still fun to drive. Is it as fast as a Porsche or a whatever, an S3? No. But it's a good like compromise, I think. So if you guys got any other suggestions of compromises, like 30k for a car, and it has to be kind of like up to 3 years old and no more than like 10,000 miles, because I want something that's about 3 years old, 10, 15,000 miles, not going too crazy. But yeah, S3 wheels cost 200 quid for a Haldex service. Yeah, so I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's a lot of money. So yeah, the more expensive your car, the more expensive it is to like do all the stuff. Quattro, yeah. So I remember driving an Audi A4. Yeah, I think it was an Audi S4 Quattro. That thing was like driving on train tracks. It was like so... First, it was really quick. I test drove this at the Audi garage, and it was like driving on train tracks. It was so grippy. I was so tempted to buy it at the time. It was crazy. So it was a really nice car, actually. Yeah, I like Audi A4s as well. Mercedes. I'm just not a big fan of Mercedes. I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's the maintenance costs and stuff like that really puts me off. They cost a lot to maintain. Spare parts cost a fortune. From Birmingham, typical boy racer. Yeah, you get a lot of them in Nottingham as well, boy racers. A lot of them drive Mercedes as well, actually, like the entry-level Mercedes. What kind of stuff like that. Yeah. There was, driving really poorly. Let's put it like that. Tesla Model Y, free supercharge next year. Yeah, I mean, I really like Tesla, but now I really and I admired Elon Musk. I really liked Elon Musk for a short while. Now I think he's an absolute prat. I still admire him for what he did with like Tesla and SpaceX. And I mean, SpaceX is just crazy. But yeah, he's an absolute prat. So I don't know. Part of me just puts me off Tesla now. But yeah, so Lewis says Birmingham's the worst place in the UK. Well, that's a bit harsh. So, but yeah, it's Lewis getting me out of here. Leicester ain't any better. So, hey, I've not been in ages, but there's a really nice... it's like an eat all you want Indian place in Leicester that I've been to. I can't remember what it's called now. It's like Feast of India or something like that. Have you ever been there, Lewis? It's pretty good. I've not been there in a long time, but used to go there when I had a job. My boss used to take us there every now and then. It's pretty good. I think it was called Feast of India. So yeah, that was a pretty good restaurant actually. So I enjoyed it. I love how these live streams end up exactly. Yeah, go on these weird little sort of tangents. Hey, it's all good, you know. Yeah, as long as I'm not boring everyone and we're all entertained, it's all cool. It just goes off on these random tangents. Hey, it's all fun. So if people kind of get bored and want to just see the, hey, Brad, how's it going? You missed out on all the deals, Brad. Oh, my God. No, I literally found nothing tonight. Maybe a little Clinique one here and there. It was pretty poor showing on my part, to be honest. I could not find any good leads. It was a real shame. So now we're just talking about cars and wasting money on cars and things like that. So funny how these things turn out. Like, but yeah, like I say, into these different things. So autos, what's your Discord? Oh, you got a Discord. Nice. Oh, okay, cool. Sam, I'll let you drive Messi if you can get me a claim. What's a oh God, no. Yeah, I'm a good boy, so no, don't break the law. So, it's just bad. Is it bad? I'm pleased I missed nothing. So yeah, unfortunately, I kind of struggled to find the lead. Like I say, it's not rehearsed, just the way it is, and I couldn't find a lead. Unfortunately, it's a real shame, but there we go. That's the way. That's the nature of the beast. But yeah, maybe I could try and like have a lead ready. I suppose, like find a lead, and at least that way I've got one to give you guys if I can't find one. Maybe I'll do that next time. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm kind of on like a hiatus from buying now. Actually, I've spent too much, and I'm kind of like at the point now where I might just say, hey, for Christmas now, I'm pretty much done for this year. I've got a lot of money in Amazon, a lot of money going into Amazon, and yeah, I think now I'm on a little bit of a. Saying that, tomorrow I'll be buying more stuff. I don't know. I can't turn down money. If I see money there, I've got to buy it. So, or buy the products to make the money. So yeah, today was a big day of ordering. So how is it doing? So I don't know what result I said before in terms of profit, but now I'm on 373 profit for the day. I don't know what I was on at the beginning of the stream. Let's have a look at what sales I've had since the stream's been going on. Not too many really. So have I hit 5,000 yet? Let's have a look. Month to date, £4,950 exactly. Well, not exactly. It was 72 pence. So 4,950 and 72 pence for the month. So not too bad. We're getting really close. Hopefully, she get to 5,000 by the end of the day. Pretty awesome. So should I buy that Dakar perfume? I can't remember. It rings a bell. I think it was an okay one, wasn't it? I can't 100% remember though, but I'm pretty sure it was a good one. Are you ungated on it? I'm pretty sure it's a good one. I can't remember. So yeah, Snappy, thank you. Not too bad, to be fair. It's been picking up. So although actually slowing down, I was hitting those £500 days. Now it's slowed down to like 300 and what was it, 375. So I want to try and, if I can, maintain those kind of like £500 days. It's kind of my goal, really. But yeah, I can't complain though. So if it gets to 10,000, pretty good, and hopefully I'll be in really good stead for December. Got some good stock going in as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see that stock go in. Got a huge amount of stock coming in from Spain. Like it must be a pallet, or no, it's not. No, they sent it via. It would fill up a pallet. It's 471 units. But actually, it's all going via DPD. No, not DPD. Not UPS. What's the other? I can't remember who it's going via now. Not Yodel. DHL, that's the one, yeah. And it must be like 15, 20 parcels. So that'll be, I think it's due to come in on the 21st of November. So I'm glad to see that's coming. Hopefully it gets in a little bit sooner, so my prep's going to get sorted and sent in. But yeah, that'll be exciting to get in. I definitely kind of overbought on that one a little bit. But I was kind of like, well, got to take the gamble, I suppose. And it should be okay. It should be okay. It might have some stock left over after Christmas, but yeah, it sells well. So hopefully it'll be okay there. I can't remember what profit that is on those, but I think it's £7 profit per unit, something like maybe £8 profit per unit. So whatever 471 times by 8 is, that's the profit it should make on those. So Lewis says, what happens if you're not in when the Qogita delivery comes? I use a prep center, so I don't get it delivered to me. I don't have the facility to accept pallets or large parcels. I live in an apartment. And I've done loads of prepping myself in the past from OA and things like that, but I am done with prepping and receiving parcels. I don't want to see a single item of stock ever again. That is my goal. I don't want to ever see a single item of stock. So yeah, it won't go to the post office. No. So if it's something like DHL, it'll go back to the depot. You get like, I don't know, 3 tries or something. But yeah, so going to the prep center, and the prep center I'm using at the moment, one that's open for new business, is Scuific, and that is run by the Profitex Pro guys, the Bio Pro guys. Very professional, very well run and organized prep center. I recommend you use it if you're going to be doing any kind of dangerous goods. Anything else you can prep in-house if you want to save the money, but dangerous goods, you should always use a prep center. But yeah, so yeah, it's good. I'm excited to see how December goes. Hopefully my account doesn't get restricted with that stupid UMove BS, but it should be fine. So if it does, I'm basically screwed. You'll see me on the street. I'll be the guy in the cardboard box begging for money. So I'll be saying, I've got loads of money on Amazon, but no money to feed myself. So that'll be me if I get restricted by Christmas. Assume prep centers check items for you, like that issue that today example. Yeah, they should do. Yeah, absolutely. So the person who had that issue, I think they got a read from the prep center, because the prep center's job is not just to prep it; it's to also inspect the items as well. So Scuific do a fantastic job on that. By the way, multiple times they've emailed me and said like, hey, is this correct? I'm like, oh wow, I fucked that up big time. Here's the right thing to do. So yeah, so they should be checking it and making sure it actually matches the listing. That is part of their job. That's what you're paying for. So when you're paying like 30, 40, 50, 60p, what skill it costs, you're paying for a lot of stuff actually, not just paying for the prep. They've got to obviously receive the items. They've got to inspect them. They've got to take them out of the box and break down boxes. And as anyone who's prepped a lot, and you've got a lot of boxes, it takes a while to break down those boxes. You then got to dispose of all those cardboard boxes. Then obviously you've got to like prep the items, like bag them, label them, all that kind of stuff, and then obviously put them into a box and send them off. So there's a lot of steps that actually go into like prepping items. So for me, like 60p an item, pretty good deal. Yeah, I mean, ideally if it was cheaper, it'd be better, but yeah. So, but that's kind of what you get. And obviously when you self prep, you guys know what it's like. The time it takes is a real pain. So yeah. So Brad, I have a question. When running a scan on Arbi, what cache do you use at the top? Just 12 hours normally. Live is obviously best in terms of like the most accurate data, but it's also the slowest because it has to hit Amazon constantly. Amazon have rate limits on API calls, so you can only do a certain number of calls per second or minute or whatever it is. So yeah, I just do 12. Yeah, pretty much works for me. I'm not going just off the data on ArbiSource. I'm obviously then investigating it. Maybe I miss out on some things. I don't know. Unlikely. But yeah, so that's what I do basically. I just leave it as default 12. But yeah, so cool. We've got a new member in the Discord community, so that's good to see. Let me refresh. Yeah, 839 members I think it looks like, which is pretty awesome. So 842 now, so that's sick. So really pleased. Yeah, we should hopefully get to that £1,000. Not £1,000, 1,000 member. I just can't think about everything in money. So he's doing sourcing on Amazon. 1,000 members, hopefully by the end of the year, which would be pretty sick. So, and then onwards and upwards for 2025. I cannot believe 2025 is coming. Just crazy. What are you guys doing? You guys doing anything exciting for Christmas? Are you just going to see family, or what's going on? You know, anyone got any good exciting plans or anything like that? For me, I'll be going to my parents' house probably, going for food, hanging out, playing board games, and just chilling, and you know, doing silly things, I guess. But yeah, mostly just eating, and yeah, so it'd be good fun. But yeah, another new user actually, that's cool. So yeah, they're flying in now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas, to be honest, and taking a break. So I think I need to decide actually when I'm going to be, avoiding spending too much money. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I kind of bought my Christmas present already, but maybe I'll treat myself to I don't know, saying that, there's nothing I really want. But yeah, I'll think of treating myself to some kind of Christmas present. But yeah, so mostly just spending money on other people. So guess what everyone's getting for Christmas this year? Perfumes and aftershave. So yeah, which I'll sell to myself from my limited company, by the way. So yeah, all above board. Yeah, exactly, Brad. Yeah, exactly. To be fair, it actually works out pretty well because everyone loves the perfume aftershave. So I'm a big fan of aftershaves. I've got a decent collection. Yeah. I can't see it, but up there I've got Thierry de Hermes, which is my kind of favourite one at the moment. That's a nice one, to be fair. Actually, I got a sample for one that was the Hermes H24. Really like the smell of that one, so I might treat myself to that bottle actually for Christmas. Yeah, I do like an aftershave, actually. I wear it every day, even if I'm just inside. I like to spritz on. I don't know, it's part of my routine, I guess, in the morning. Just spritz on some aftershave. I got some Armani from last year where a customer returned it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll keep it for myself. They'd opened it, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll keep that one for myself. Not too bad, actually. Yeah, problem with the prep center. Yeah, absolutely. So, it's better than that, though, than... yeah, I'll see what comes returned, and maybe that's what I'll get for Christmas. So, cause I'm sure I'm going to get some returns where someone's not happy with it, or this always happens with perfumes aftershaves. People, they had a bottle for like 10 years, and then they buy a new one. It doesn't smell the same as they remember, and then they're like, "Hey, it's fake." Or I've had it before with when I bought loads of stuff from Lloyd's Pharmacy when that was on sale. So obviously Lloyd's Pharmacy is legit. But people were saying, hey, it's fake, doesn't smell the same. It might have just been an older bottle or something maybe. But yeah, people either had COVID or doesn't smell the same from a year or 10 years ago they smelt it. So you do get a few returns here and there with perfumes. It's not end of the world really. So yeah, it's fine. So I guess that is the downside to Prep Center. But like I said, I want to get to the point where I never see an item of stock ever again, really. So but maybe I'll divert like a few perfumes, aftershaves here, on returns. But yeah, not sure what I'm going to treat myself to Christmas, really. Yeah, there's nothing I really want, really, at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so how do you get your keeper charts at the bottom of your Amazon page? You need to install the Chrome extension. Hopefully you've got that installed. There's a Chrome extension for Keeper, and that should add them to the kind of the middle of the page or bottom of the page. But yeah, so you need to get that Chrome extension installed. Same for Seller Ramp, it's a Chrome extension. But yeah, hopefully that'll be the answer to that question. Ah, dear. So cool. We still got 20 viewers, which is pretty awesome. I'll probably call it a day after in 10 minutes or so, around 10 o'clock mark. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone coming on and watching. So if you've got any final questions, then yeah, feel free to throw them out there. There's another Seller Ramp one that's called BuyBot Pro. It's a really good tool, actually. So you should check that out. So my extension opens a new tab. Interesting. Let me have a look. So it's not on the page then. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look. Maybe it's in the settings of the Keeper extension. Let me have a look now and see. It's been a while since I've been in here and had a look at this one. Where is Keeper? Interesting. I've got a Seller Ramp on there. I've got BuyBot Pro. Why? Oh yeah, here we go. Keeper details. It's in, or maybe it's settings. Options. Configure options via Keeper box, which is it should be embedded on all the pages. Apparently, there should be a box on the page. So, oh, that's one from SaaS. Puts it somewhere. Yeah, that could be that. Yeah, Keeper's a totally separate subscription, by the way. So yeah, it's a totally separate subscription. However, you can do that, kind of open up that page and kind of see the same stuff basically at just QVS. What's QVS? I don't know. But yeah, so cool. We'll get ready to kind of close this off. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone coming on. Any final questions, feel free to let me know. Any Qogita questions would be awesome. Let me have a look at the Discord chat quickly. But yeah, I know some people are having issues downloading the catalog. I think they're looking into that now, which is cool. Good to see. The great thing about having Charlie from Qogita in the Discord community is that we can ask him questions and tell him if there's anything going wrong. Oh, I just saw a sale come in. A Clinique item, £3.47 profit. Tasty. See, that's quite nice. I've got 200 plus more of those in stock as well. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's a nice little sale there. Trickling in those sales, quite nice. I don't know how many I sell a day, but they do come in quite nicely. I would definitely buy that product again if I could get it at that price. Just having a look at the chat here. Someone's saying about USA account. Oh, I can't help with USA, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, no problem, Dex. Thanks for the knowledge. No problem at all. Happy to help. All helps in the quest for greatness. Yeah, absolutely. We've all got our goals that we've got to set, but yeah, hopefully you can see kind of the analysis that I go through, and there's obviously people out there that are probably way better than me at analyzing products, but that's the way I do it and the kind of way that I think about it. Yeah, there's the one thing I don't tend to look at, which I think comes up nearly every time, is like how much Amazon share the buy box. I mean, it kind of is important, but I kind of just never really look at that. Maybe that's one of the maybe it's a weakness of my sourcing. But yeah, I tend to find that Amazon just kind of share the buy box on most listings. So yeah. So Snappy says, quick view simplified. Okay, cool. Need more RAM, 8 gigabytes. Yeah. So I don't know what RAM that MacBook's got actually, but Mac RAM is more anyway, so it will count some more. But yeah, so Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who actually finally wins the MacBook. And by the way, guys, if you watch my last live stream, that code is now up on the Mac thingy bob, the giveaway. And I can't remember what the code was. It was, yeah, anyway, that's up there anyway. If you go back to the last stream, you can see at the end there's a code there. What was it? Something mogul. I can't remember now. Anyway, you can get those extra free. I think it's 50 free entries into the MacBook if you want. Oh, sorry, Brad. There's only 15 viewers, so it's not too bad, Brad. Now there's only 15 viewers, so yeah. How do we get the code for the first purchase on Qogita? So, Lewis, have you created your account? Oh, Aston Mogul was the code. There you go. So, Lewis, go onto your account. If you've already got your account, go to account. Promotions, and then there's a promo code. Put the code in FBA Mogul. There you go. That will be give you the £120 discount. It's £100 excluding VAT, £120 including VAT. If you are just signing up for the first time, then there's a link in the description. You can do that, and it hopefully should fill it in when you're signing up. There's like a promo code when you're signing up. Doesn't matter if you don't do it, because you can always do it afterwards. You can use the code FBA Mogul. So, I don't know, have you already ordered, Lewis? Oh, for the giveaway. Okay, sorry. How do you get the code for the first? Oh, sure, yeah. DM me, and I'll send you your unique code. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. DM me, and I'll send you your code. So, yeah, I've got like a little spreadsheet of all unique codes. I can give that to you if you DM me. So, DM me now, and I'll get that sent to you right away. I've got the code ready to go. Obviously, I can't post it in here because it's unique to each person. So... cool. Looks like I've got an eBay. I was saying I've got an eBay sale. No, I've got an eBay message. Oh, I have made a sale actually. And now someone's saying, "Oh, can I buy 4 items off you? Will you do a discount?" Interesting. Probably not. So Lewis has messaged me. There you go, mate. I sent you the link. That's your unique code to enter the MacBook giveaway. So yeah, guys, if you order from Qogita and you want to get 250 entries into the MacBook. Just DM me saying that you've ordered, and I'll give you that code. Obviously, you have to have ordered. But yeah, tell me your name or whatever, and I'll double check and then give you the code. So yeah, sorry, Lewis. I thought you'd already ordered on Qogita. I was like, oh, what's going on there? But it's cool. But yeah, you got your code. So yeah, I've got a bunch of unique codes. People gives you 250 entries into MacBook. So. I hope one of you regular guys, or someone I speak to a lot wins the MacBook. That would be really awesome, and not as just some random person. But obviously, it's down to kind of pure luck. But yeah, so I am rooting for you guys, and hope that one of you guys wins the MacBook. I just realised I probably should have just bought that, took a picture, sent it back, and then ordered a new one nearer the time, just because the warranty is kind of draining down. But anyway, I've got it there. So I barely promoted the MacBook, to be honest. I've kind of slacked off a little bit. There aren't that many people entered into the MacBook, actually. I think it's about 200 people. So you've got a decent chance of winning a £1,000 MacBook Air. So that's a pretty exciting thing. Yeah, just looking at my email. Someone's bought some stuff on eBay. Cool. So that's pretty good. Cool, guys. Right, I am going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I do really appreciate it. It's been an awesome stream. I'm going to try and do these more often. Maybe I'll even get to the point where I do them nearly daily, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe time on the weekend. I do enjoy doing these streams. People seem to enjoy doing them as well. So, yeah, maybe I'll try and get to the point where if there's enough people in the community who want to watch, I'll keep doing these streams, doing sourcing questions. Maybe I could mix it up, doing some OA sourcing. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, really. Or just hanging out, talking rubbish, really. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to try and hopefully rack up the streams a bit more. But yeah, thanks, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. It's been a 2-hour-long stream, but it's gone really well. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. It is... Really do enjoy it. Do a bit of, just mix it up, shall we? So, I mean, Qogita right now is the hot thing, but yeah, maybe in the new year or something like that, I'll look at doing some OA as well. Yeah, absolutely. Probably really rusty, to be honest, because I've not done OA sourcing since August, September, I think, really. So, because I've been on Qogita so much. But yeah, thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.